Mr. Lockwood, may I please have waffles?
Falafel? Jelly bean! Avocado!
A tiny animation detail took months to get right. Facts you probably didn't know about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. The filmmakers wanted the food to feel surprisingly real, not just cartoon props. So the animation team studied how different foods actually move. Jelly had to wobble correctly. Spaghetti had to bend and stretch naturally. Even pancakes needed the right weight when they landed. That meant animators created separate physics rules for different types of food. Hundreds of tiny movement tests were done just for things like syrup, gelatin, and noodles. And those subtle details are why the ridiculous food storms somehow feel believable. A digital world nearly looked too clean. Facts you probably didn't know about Tron Uprising. Early animation tests made the city look perfect and sterile, but the creators wanted the world to feel more dangerous. So artists added scratches, glitches, and flickering lights into the environments. Those tiny imperfections gave the digital world a darker atmosphere.
Dad, it's too late.
Look, I want to watch it. I want to watch it.
Dad,
You're the one who's not letting me watch. Look, why are you making such a big deal of
Dad,
this?
let go!
It looks like a wild animated comedy, but the voice recording was unusually real. Facts you probably didn't know about the Mitchells versus the Machines. Instead of recording every actor separately, the filmmakers sometimes had the cast record together in the same room. Actors like Abby Jacobson and Danny McBride could interrupt, react, and talk over each other naturally. That's something animation rarely does, because normally every line is recorded alone in a studio. But the director encouraged chaos and improvisation, and that's why the Mitchell family arguments feel so real. They weren't perfectly scripted, they were genuinely messy.
Yes, yay, it's your name.
Please. Me next. I want to write my name.
Me too. I want to write my name.
Me,
want to write my name.
It appears like classic hand-drawn animation, but the lighting works like a 3D movie. Facts you probably didn't know about Klaus. Director Sergio Pablos wanted the film to feel cozier and more film-like than traditional 2D animation. So animators used a new technique that let light wrap around hand-drawn characters as if they existed in a real 3D space. That meant every candle, window, and lantern had to be carefully simulated. Some scenes had hundreds of dynamic light sources interacting with the drawings. Most viewers assume the film is CGI, but almost everything you see is still hand-drawn animation, enhanced with advanced lighting technology. That's why the movie looks completely different from any other modern animated film. A dream parade scene almost became impossible to animate. Facts you probably didn't know about Paprika. Director Satoshikon wanted the dream world to feel chaotic and overwhelming, so the animators filled the parade with hundreds of strange objects, dolls, appliances, statues, and toys. But the real challenge was movement. Everything had to move at the same time while constantly transforming into something else. Objects turned into animals. Statues became machines. Crowds blended together into a living wave. Some sequences required animators to redraw huge portions of the scene again and again. That complexity is why the dream parade feels so hypnotic and unpredictable. A terrifying alien monster almost looked completely different. Facts you probably didn't know about Annihilation. The strange mutated bear in the film was designed to feel unnatural. Sound designers mixed multiple recordings together. Human screams were blended with animal growls. The result created a creature that sounded disturbingly human. That unsettling sound is why the scene feels so haunting.
FBI! Hey, FBI! This is federal land and I am the only authority!
It starts like a quiet investigation, but the tension becomes unbearable. Facts you probably didn't know about Wind River. Director Taylor Sheridan wanted the film to feel brutally realistic. So many scenes were shot in freezing conditions in real snow. Jeremyrenner and Elizabeth Olsen had to perform while battling the cold and harsh wind. But the most intense moment in the film wasn't heavily stylized. It was filmed in a slow, controlled way to make the tension feel real. That's why the scene hits so hard, because it feels less like a movie moment and more like something that could actually happen.